Good morning and welcome to another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT, where we focus on spending 15 minutes helping you create a daily movement habit. Today we're going to focus on shoulders and spine. So we're going to start off with our shoulder cars. You can do this standing. I'm going to do it kneeling. We're going to start with the elbow straight, bicep pointed out. We're going to slowly come across the midline of the body, going nice, slow, and controlled. Coming up into shoulder flexion. Away from midline, that's abduction. Internal rotation, rotating that bicep down towards the ground as we come around behind into extension. Nice and slow, and down to our side. And we'll reverse, extension, pulling the arm back. Externally rotating that bicep up towards the ceiling. As we come up nice and close to that ear, we're going to rotate that bicep towards the ceiling as we come across the midline and back down to our side. We'll do 3 reps on each side. Again, elbows nice and straight, biceps pointed up as we bring that bicep nice and close to the ear, coming away from midline, then internally rotating that bicep down towards the ground, coming around behind into extension, and down to our side, and reverse, nice and slow here, extension. Go till you feel restriction, then externally rotate that shoulder, pointing the bicep towards the ceiling, coming up nice and slow, bringing the bicep close to the ear, coming across midline as we rotate the bicep towards the ceiling, and back down to our side. We're going to do one more here. Coming across midline, slow, slow, slow. Find that full range. Coming away from midline, internally rotating. Coming around behind into extension. Pull right around behind you and down to your side. And reverse. Extension. External rotation. Coming up into flexion. Rotating that bicep towards the ceiling as we come across the midline and back down to our side. Other side. Make a fist, create some tension, straight elbow, coming across the midline, up into shoulder flexion, bicep nice and close to the ear, pulling out and around as we internally rotate, bicep pointed down, coming around behind and down to our side. And reverse, we're going extra slow with these today. Pulling that fist as high as you can till you feel restriction. Externally rotating bicep up towards the ceiling as we bring it nice and close to our ear. Across midline as we point it towards the ceiling. And down to your side. Starting again. We have adduction. Coming up into shoulder flexion, away from midline, which is abduction. Now starting to internally rotate, fighting for that rotation the whole time now, as we come around behind into extension and down to our side. We are fully internally rotated. Now we're going to reverse. Extension, external rotation, fighting for that rotation the whole time now as we come up. Still fighting for rotation, nice and close to the ear. Still fighting for rotation as we come across the midline and down to our side, finished with bicep pointed out. One more time here. Coming across the midline, up nice and slow. That's flexion. Coming away from midline now, that's abduction as we internally rotate. Coming around behind into extension and down to our side. We'll reverse, extension, external rotation, coming up into flexion, biceps pointed up as we come across midline and back down to our side. Okay, we're going to go to Cow Spine Segmentation. We're going to go into our quadruped position. Hands directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. Starting in a relatively neutral position, we're going to rotate those hips down towards the ground, nice and slow. This puts our lumbar spine in extension. I want you to rotate those hips as far as you can before you move any other part of your spine. Now we're going to slowly work our way up the spine, pushing the belly into the ground, then the rib cage, picking that chest up, picking the chin up, looking up as high as you can, and reverse, starting with the chin, pulling the head down like you're looking between your legs, coming up through the upper back, pulling that rib cage in, pulling the belly in, tucking your tail between your legs. That's full flexion, and we'll reverse. Just the hips. Ribs stay in the same spot as we rotate those hips down towards the ground, putting our lumbar spine in extension, starting to push that belly down now. Then the rib cage, pulling that chest up, pulling the chin up, looking up as high as you can, and reverse. Tucking the chin, tucking the head, coming up through the upper back, pulling that rib cage in, pulling your belly in, and tucking your tail between your legs. One more time here. Slowly rotating those hips, an anterior pelvic tilt is what we call this. Pressing that belly into the ground now. Then the rib cage. Pulling that chest up. Pulling the chin up. Looking up as high as you can. And reverse. Tucking the chin. Tucking the head. Coming up through the upper back. Pulling that rib cage up. Pulling your belly in. And tucking your tail between your legs. Excellent. Next, we're going to go with shoulder abductions. For this one, we're going to have our arms straight out in front. We're going to have our scapula in depression. So I want you to pull that shoulder down. And all we're going to do is while we pull the shoulders down, we're going to open up. I want you to keep your head, neck, and chin in the same position. And at some point, you are going to feel a stretch. Arms have to be straight during this. You'll feel a big pull. Mine's right there. We're going to hold for 3 seconds and come back in. You can do this in any position. Again, you don't have to do it sitting. So arms out in front, scapula in depression or shoulders down, elbows are straight, coming wide, wide, wide. Feel that stretch. Go to where you can. You're going to pause and slowly come back in. That's 1. We'll do 5. Elbows are straight, shoulders are down, opening up. Pull, pull, pull. Feel the stretch. Elbows are straight. Hold. 2, 1, and coming back. That's 2. Again. Open, open, open. Shoulders are down. Elbows are straight. Feel that stretch. And coming back. Going again. Shoulders down. Elbows straight. Open, open, open. Feel the stretch. 3, 2, 1. And close. And again. Shoulders down, elbows are straight, open up. Hold, 3, 2, 1, and in. We're going to do one more here. Elbows are straight, shoulders are down. Open, open, open. Far as you can. Feel the stretch, pause. Don't lift those shoulders up. And forward. Excellent. We'll give those shoulders a break. And then next, we're going to go to our thoracic spine cars. This can be done from kneeling. This can be done from sitting in a chair or standing. I like to kneel because it takes our hips out of the equation so they can't compensate for a lack of movement in our spine. We're going to go hands on the shoulders, tucking down nice and slow. Pulling that rib cage down. We're going to turn the shoulders. Laterally flex, dropping that shoulder down. Extending up. Rotating the other direction. Dropping that shoulder down. And coming back around in front. Back to neutral, and we'll start again. Flexion. Rotation, turning those shoulders. Dropping that shoulder down into lateral flexion. Extending up as high as you can. Rotating the other direction. Dropping the shoulder down. Coming back around in front. Back to neutral. And last one in this direction. We have flexion, tucking the rib cage. Rotation. Lateral flexion, drop that shoulder down. Now picking that rib cage up as high as you can. Rotating other direction. Dropping that shoulder down. And coming back around in front. Back to neutral, and we'll do 3 in the other direction. Here we go. Flexion. Rotating those shoulders. Dropping the shoulder down into lateral flexion. Extend up. Rotating the other direction, turn as much as you can. Dropping that shoulder down. And back around in front. Back to neutral, and we'll go again. Flexion. Rotation. Lateral flexion. Extension. Rotation. Lateral flexion. Back around in front. And one more to finish off. Dropping that rib cage down. Rotating. Laterally flex. Extend up. Rotating to the other side. Laterally flex. And coming back around in front. And that is another episode of Morning Mobility with NATEFIT. Thank you for joining. Thank you for making your health a priority. Again, it's a free 15-minute class. We're going to start doing it 3 days a week instead of every day to improve viewership on YouTube and to try to get people to watch every class. So now you can look for them posted every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Thank you for joining, and we will see you on Friday morning.